Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the Israelites of the Bible, according to the curses of Deuteronomy 28. And the simple fact of the matter is that my people have lied to you and the whole world about the Bible and have sought to paint their images over your images and to replace you in the Bible, which is your history, heritage, and culture. Now I want to go into Deuteronomy chapter 28 and read. This is Moses talking to the children of Israel after they've come out of Egypt bondage. This is Moses talking to the children of Israel. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Here he is talking to the Israelites. The second verse, he begins to go into the blessings that would be put on the Israelites if they would keep the commandments. That says that they'd be blessed in the city, blessed in the field, and basically blessed in everything that they would undertake to do. They would lend to other nations, but not borrow, things of that nature. But in verse 15 of Deuteronomy chapter 28, it says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now I want to go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, and read one of those curses that all Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, should immediately be able to identify with, proving that you are the Israelites of the Bible. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more. The it is referring to your homeland, Israel, Jerusalem. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. So wherever you got off of those ships, who you were sold to, those are your enemies, according to God. For bond men and bond women, and no man shall buy you. That word buy means to redeem. And many have came and tried to redeem the Israelites. Marcus Garvey tried and failed. Malcolm X tried and failed. Martin Luther King Jr. tried and failed. Now, as far as it says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. The word Egypt is a word that means bondage, house of bondage. It is a Greek word. The Bible explains and proves itself. And I'm going to go to Exodus to prove that Egypt, that y'all being brought back into Egypt again with ships, is not referring to you going back into the land of Egypt literally again, but is referring to you going into slavery again. This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 21. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. What is another word for bondage? Slavery. So the reason that the Israelites went into slavery is because they chose not to keep the covenant that God made with them and them only. So I hope that you found this video edifying. I hope that it helps to wake the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who, according to the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28, are the Israelites of the Bible.
Hey guys, I'm already emotional. My name is Marie, and I have something that's really, I have to get it out. The Lord is telling me something I need to share. I need you to listen with open ears and an open mind. Okay, this is from the Lord. I was watching some clips on what people are calling a hate group, the Hebrew Israelites that were protesting, and while I don't agree with the language and the form of the anger, but they were speaking truth. The Hebrew Israelites, God's chosen people, are what we call African American. Okay, they're not African and they're not American. They are God's chosen people, as well as the Indians and the Mexicans. And if it's the first time you're hearing this, you need to read the Bible. Because the proof is in the Bible, in genetics. Anyways, you need to read. Okay, you need to pray about this. So, I was just praying about this, and I was just, just really heartbroken by how they were received and how they were, putting themselves across, And this song comes on. I'm driving to work, and the song comes on the radio. Good Father. And the Lord, His Spirit came over me. He said, my children don't know what a good Father I am. They haven't experienced how perfect I am. Right now, they are scrambling. They're woken up and they're scrambling because it says in my word that if you remember my covenant I made with you, then I will remember you. So these people are scrambling, and many of them are very angry. You have no place, none, to be ridiculing them. These are God's children.
What do you know about a man named Shaka? Does that answer your question, Lieutenant?
The Masani tribe, Omolos, Lubis, Unos, Yunguanis, countless others.
The banished of Southeast Africa.
Fleeing Shaka's spears, going straight into the arms of the white slave traders and the British troops on the borders of the Cape Colony. In a way, Lieutenant, they are the ultimate victims of recent history. If you'll favour my comparison, they are the wandering Jews of Africa. Fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka, they are the wandering Jews of Africa. Fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka, they are the wandering Jews of Africa. Fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka into the Babylonian captivity of slavery.
You'll have to stop now. You're scaring the children. They should be scared. Oh, yes, they should. Their beautiful, pure little minds have been corrupted with lies. All this talk of a modern God or no God. There is one God, the God of the Israelites, the God of the Israelites, the God of the Israelites. And He is a stern and vengeful God, and we have been mocking Him far too long, and now He demands retribution in blood.
Oh, I don't believe it. How old are you, boy?
I ain't been 9 years, sir.
Pay up, gentlemen. It's dangerous, you know, teaching them to read. It's true. Nat Turner was taught to read.
Nonsense. Let me show you. Boy, can you explain to me the meaning of what you just read?
No, master.
See? It's like a parrot reciting Shakespeare. Well done, Elam. Well done.
Now I have heard the groaning of the Israelites whom the Egyptians hold in slavery, and I have remembered my promise. Say unto the children of Israel, I am the Lord. And I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and I will rid you out from under their bondage. And I will redeem you with a stretched out arm, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.